Hi, my name is Angel Heredia Lopez. I am a freshman at Arizona State University and I am majoring in forensic psychology, and this is The Making of a Serial Killer. Serial killers aren't born, they're made. But where does that typically come from? That comes from early childhood. Serial killers usually reach the peak of their serial killing activity from their early 20s to mid 30s. However, their fantasies of cruel and sexual behavior usually begins around their time in adolescence and in childhood. This will later on develop in their lifespan. Some serial killers, when they were children, oftentimes stole, lied, destroyed property, and also were mean to other kids. Serial killers also grew up as very shy, lonely, and very sensitive individuals that were heavily outcasted. Many serial killers have shown signs of bedwetting, fire setting, and the most major one, cruelty to animals, which will later on show antisocial behavior in their later years. They oftentimes felt feelings of rejection, neglection, as well as the feeling of being unloved. This causes the serial killers to have a feeling of hatred or resentment for certain people or just for the world in general. As we move on to serial killers' adolescent and early on adulthood, this is where we can actually see that where they actually start to nurture their sadistic and sexual fantasies a lot more. This usually involves violent pornography. Eventually, as serial killers, nurture their sadistic side, they start to incorporate the idea of people that they know inside these realistic scenarios that they are playing inside their head, where they stalk, abduct, and torture the victim to death. It is like the victim becomes depersonalized and treated as if they are just an object to them and merely are just existing for their own pleasure. Now you know the components that develop and create a serial killer. Serial killers are inevitably always going to be a part of human history. The evolving nature of the sadistic, murderous fantasy that these serial killers think they're in oftentimes begins in their childhood and adolescence. I explained all the backgrounds on what develops and creates a serial killer because I want to shine a light on the importance of actually being able to tell when someone's going on the path of becoming a serial killer, so we can catch these serial killers before anything bad happens. I am Angel Heredia. Thank you for staying and watching the video. That is The Making of a Serial Killer.